Everyone likes a good pizza, especially a wood-fired one. There's something about it just makes it taste better. So I was watching YouTube and I found you could make one out of a yoga ball, which is used for the dome part. So I decided I'd do that for my interest project, and this is how I made it. So first off, I had to figure out how to build one. So I found this video on YouTube and I'm going to be basing my pizza oven off how he built his. And I'm going to use some of the same building ingredients that he used. So to make this, first off, I found a blueprint. It contains all the necessary layers to make a good pizza oven. First off, it has the clay heat retaining layer. But instead of clay, I'm going to be using perlite. Perlite is a volcanic rock that has been heated up and popped almost like popcorn. This will act as a heat retaining layer, and it's also very lightweight, so it'll make the pizza oven easier to move if I want to further down the line. So it's time to go to the shops and buy some of the stuff that I need. So first off, I need to buy the exercise ball. This will act as the dome for my pizza oven. Then secondly, I bought some of these flexible cutting boards. This will be used for the front tunnel part where you put the pizza in, and it will also connect to the chimney. Then I went to Bunnings and got the perlite and some normal concrete. Then I went home and pumped up the exercise ball. Then I measured the circumference of my exercise ball so that I knew how big of a circle I had to cut out to put the exercise ball in. I divided the diameter by 2 to get 27.37 centimeters. So that's how wide the ball is going to be. So it's time to start cutting. Before I could start cutting, I had to measure a circle out in this piece of wood. At first I used this piece of string, but it proved to be unsuccessful, so I chose to use a ruler instead, and that seemed to work much better. Now it is time to build. Now it's time to build the front tunnel. This is what I bought the cutting boards for. So my idea was to draw out this arch and cut that out, and then use some pieces of plywood to form like a support for the cutting boards to sit on and create an arch. So this is me building the support for the arch. Then I cut the pieces of wood that will be used to hold the cutting boards in shape.
It started.
For this I was using this circular saw. This is what the front tunnel mold ended up looking like. Every good pizza oven needs a chimney, so I managed to get some of this hollow metal to use as my chimney. But first I've got to cut it. When I put it on the pizza oven, it seemed a bit too big, so I had to cut a bit more off. After making the front tunnel and cutting the chimney, it's just about time to put the concrete on. But first, I have to make it so that the concrete doesn't stick to the pizza oven's mold, or else I wouldn't be able to take it off without it cracking. I'm going to use some Glad Wrap for the wood part, and for the actual yoga ball itself, I used tape and Glad Wrap. After making it so that the concrete wouldn't stick, I've got to make the concrete now. For this concrete mix, I'm actually going to be using 4 parts perlite, 1 part cement, and 1 part water. The parts don't really matter, it can be like anything. It could be a bucket part, it could be a shovel part, it's just got to be the same as the last part, if that makes sense. Then I mixed it thoroughly. Before putting the concrete on, I'm going to spray the pizza oven mold with a good amount of canola oil. This makes it so that it doesn't stick, and when I pull it off, it should make it much easier to take off. Now I'm going to add my perlite cement mix. I'm going to add it in almost like a brick wall sort of shape, like an igloo. I'm adding this so that it's more structurally supportive and the same thickness all around the whole pizza oven. This took about an hour and a half to complete. So now I'm about halfway there. I've switched from the bucket method to using a wheelbarrow. I wish I had done this from the start because it made things so much easier. Now I've just been able to pump it out and just finish it much quicker. So now I'm finished. I was so happy after finishing. I put the chimney in, it managed to stay down. I didn't need to use anything else to keep it in there. And yeah, the concrete, everything's pretty good and nice and thick. I used some wetter layers for the areas that weren't as structurally supportive. And yeah, I'll see you in a couple days to see what it looks like. So this is it, about 2 days after drying. It hasn't fallen over, nothing bad's happened, and it's surprisingly really hard. And the chimney's stuck in there nice and well, which is pretty good. So I'm surprised it dried so fast, but I think that's because of the perlite to cement to water ratio. I didn't use a lot of water, so I think that's why it dried so fast. So in about 4 weeks from now, it should be ready to have its first fire and make me a pizza. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one.